Good morning, my dear students. Today we are going to study Unit 5 Civics. You all know we have already studied the topic, and in last class we have discussed about the legislature. Today we are going to study about the executive. We have discussed that there are three major organs of the state: legislature, executive, and judiciary. Out of them, today we are going to read on executive. Executive is the administrative organ of the state. It is also called the Council of Ministers or Cabinet. Executive is made up of the members of legislature itself. The executive implements the laws made by legislature in the country. Executive is the main administrative organ in the country. Executive is headed by the Prime Minister. Prime Minister is head of the government, and the President is the head of the state. According to the Constitution of Nepal 2072, there is the provision of executive in federal or center of the country, which is known as federal executive. There is provincial executive and local executive in Nepal. Prime Minister holds the position of the head of executive, whereas the president holds the position of the head of the state. The role of the president is largely ceremonial according to the Constitution of Nepal, and the functioning of the whole government is made by the Prime Minister himself. The Prime Minister is appointed by the President to the member of the House of Representatives according to the Constitution of Nepal. Now let's discuss about the composition of Nepalese government. According to the Constitution of Nepal, Prime Minister is appointed by the President to the leader of the political party which has got majority in the House of Representatives or lower house of the federal parliament. We have already discussed in the last class. There are two houses in the legislature of Nepal, that is called bicameral parliament, lower house and upper house. Lower house is called the House of Representative, whereas upper house is called the National Assembly. And to be the Prime Minister, he or she must be the member of the House of Representatives. When the President appoints the leader of the political party which has got majority in the House of Representatives, this type of government is called single party majority government. Single party majority government. Then after the appointment of Prime Minister, then the Prime Minister forms the Council of Ministers under his own chairmanship, not exceeding more than 25 members in the Federal Parliament of Nepal. Federal Executive of Nepal, sorry. And Prime Minister appoints the Deputy Prime Minister, ministers, state ministers, assistant ministers, whoever are needed, but the number should not exceed more than 25 in the Federal Executive of Nepal. And another condition to form the government is that if there is no clear majority in the House of Representatives, no any political party can obtain the clear majority in the House of Representatives. At that condition, two or more political parties jointly form the government. That type of government is called coalition government. But sometimes there is not possibility of coalition government as well, because the political parties' idea do not match and they do not be ready to form the government jointly. At that condition, or if there is not possibility of the possibility of coalition government, then the president appoints prime minister to the leader of the largest political party, which has got largest number of seats in the House of Representatives. Such government is called the minority government. If the minority government is formed, such government should get the vote of confidence. Vote of confidence means support from the majority member of the parliament. Such minority government should get the vote of confidence from the parliament within 30 days. If such government can't get the vote of confidence from the parliament within 30 days, then this government will be dismissed and the president announce another election within 6 months on the recommendation of the prime minister. In this way, the present executive of Nepal is formed. There are three ways of forming the executive. As I have already told, majority government, coalition government, and minority government. These are the three ways of forming the executive of Nepal according to the present constitution 2072. Now let's discuss about the power and functions of executive. You know that executive is the administrative organ of the state. According to the principle of power separation, legislature is the law-making organ, executive is the administrative organ, and judiciary is the justice providing organ of the state. So the main function of executive is administrative function. First one, let's discuss. Administrative function, financial function, military function, diplomatic functions, and other more functions are also there, but we discuss about these four functions which are most important for us. We go to the administrative function. We have to describe each function in your own words. So before you describe, you have to understand it very carefully. The chief function of the executive is to run the day-to-day administration of the country. So that to run the day-to-day administration, executive appoints the civil servants or government employees. It also transfers them if needed, controls over them, and supervises over the government employees. Got it? Have you got it? Okay, thank you. The executive carries out the day-to-day administration of the country. To run the day-to-day administration, it appoints, transfers, controls, and supervises the government employees. Then executive appoints the head of the constitutional organs. Constitutional organs like Commission for the Investigation of Abuse of Authority, Election Commission, National Human Rights Commission, and so many constitutional organs are there. Their heads are appointed by the executive. The president appoints the head of the constitutional organs on the recommendation of the Constitutional Council. And it also appoints the chief of different corporations such as Nepal Airlines Corporation, Nepal Telecom, and different uh, organizations like Nepal Electricity Authority. Uh, Such head of such organizations are appointed by the executive. Executive also makes the state policy, issues the directives, and carries out the development activities in the country. So these all come under the administrative function of executive. Now let's go to the number two. Next function of the executive is diplomatic function. Uh, Diplomatic means to maintain the good relationship with other countries. Okay. The executive performs different diplomatic functions such as formulating the foreign policy, extending relationship with other countries, appointing the ambassadors in different countries, to receive the ambassadors from the other countries. The president receives the ambassador sent from other countries to our nation. It also executive also deals with the foreign affairs and the responsibility, okay, responsibility of the nation towards the other countries for maintaining good relationship. This all is carried out by the administration or executive. For this there is separate foreign ministry of foreign affairs in Nepal, which maintains the foreign relationship. To maintain the foreign relationship, the head of the state, like president, prime minister, they make the exchange of visit to the different foreign countries as well. So that in this way, diplomatic functions is also carried out by the executive. We go to the financial function. Third one is the financial function. The financial administration of the country is also carried out by the executive. Executive can impose new tax in the country, increase the tax or decrease the tax, but only after the approval of the legislature. And the executive or the member of executive, finance minister, prepares the annual budget in the country and spends the money in different sector after the approval from the legislature. If the annual budget prepared by the finance minister is passed by the majority members of parliament, then executive can spend the money for different activities like in health sector, education sector, development activities, to run the day-to-day administration. Salary for the employees, etc., are provided by the executive from the state treasurer. But to spend this money, proper financial plan or annual budget should be prepared, and the budget prepared by the foreign minister, sorry, finance minister, is presented in the parliament. When the parliament pass the budget, then this budget is spent by the government executive in the country. Budget goes in different sectors of development and administration. But you must know, without passing budget by the legislature, executive can't spend even a single penny. This is the most important point. Now we are going to discuss on the next function, that is the military function. Military function. It means to mobilize the military power, army power. You know, army, there is national army in Nepal. We call it Nepalese army. Military function is another important function of the executive. Executive has the responsibility to maintain internal peace and security in the country and to protect the national territory from the foreign attacks. That's why the Council of Ministers uh, mobilizes the Nepal army, mobilizes the Nepalese army for the national security and for the border security as well. You know that when there is foreign attack from the other countries, at that time military power is mobilized by the state. Militaries are especially to protect the country. For the defense of the country, they have to work. The head of the state or president is the supreme commander in chief of national army. President is the ex officio member, ex officio chief, supreme commander in chief of national army. It means that the person who is the president of the nation, automatically he or she becomes the president, becomes the commander in supreme commander in chief of Nepalese army. And the president appoints the commander in chief of Nepalese army as well. Commander in chief of Nepalese army is appointed by president, and president himself or herself is the supreme commander in chief of Nepalese army. And Nepalese army are mobilized the mobilized for maintaining the national security and peace. Not only the Nepalese army, but also the police forces are mobilized by the executive for the purpose of maintaining peace and security within the nation. Okay, students, I hope you got it. You understood the composition of executive and the function of executive. This all whatever we discussed, this is the about the federal executive or central executive of the country. Beside that, there is provincial executive as well. Except the federal executive, there are provincial level executives in Nepal. There are 7 provinces, and each provinces there is provincial executive, provincial legislature, and provincial judiciary as well. According to the national constitution or constitution of Nepal 2072, the province level executive or council of ministers can have as many members as the 20% of the members of province assembly. Province assembly means province legislature. Out of the province legislature member, 20%, maximum 20% member can be there in the province executive. The province executive has the chief minister, Mukhyamantri, who acts as the chairman of the province executive, similar like the prime minister of the federal executive. Okay, the head of federal executive is prime minister, whereas the head of province executive is chief minister. Again, there is a province head or Pradesh Pramukh in Nepal. Pradesh Pramukh or province head is like the president in the state, in the province. He or she works as the president in the each state. This is called the province